Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this residential application. So there's basically two standalone structures here. First of all, let's go into the overall dimensions. So here we have 12 foot 8. I think it's actually supposed to be 12 foot, but I have a 4-inch here post, 4x4 post here. So that might be a little bit off, but that's not going to make a difference here in this actual design. I have a, let's see, 11 foot distance from outside edge to outside edge. And then I have a height of the beam here at 7'6". Also, you can see there's some wooden rafters up here, and there's some cross beams. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but that's something that I didn't get the exact dimensions of where these two cross beams are, but that should be something that we can actually work off of. So we'll look at that here in a minute. And then also we have a 17-foot distance here, outside edge to the post, and then 14-foot distance here. And then we have a couple different heights here. I have a 7'10" off the finished floor to the lower beam here, bottom edge, and then 8'11" to the top of that bottom edge. And then also for the lattice work up here, I have about 9'5", 9'6" off the finished floor. You can see there's a bar stool seating over here. There's a counter or a cooktop area over here. I have a little seating spot over here. There might have been something else over here. I'm not quite sure. So that's something that we'll have to address at a different time. So in any case, let's go ahead and look at also I should just mention that there is a fan in this location here. I have it centered within the entire patio, and I have that fan at a 4'6" diameter roughly. So all right, let's go ahead and turn off those dimensions, and that diameter of the fan does make an issue or a difference, so that's going to be something that's important. Another thing I didn't put in here is the actual, there's a couple of drop down lights that go above this bar area over here, and not quite sure what the true distance is of this countertop bar area, so that's something else that's kind of important to note. But it may or may not make a difference in this application, so it'll be pretty simple here, I think. So let's go ahead and look at over here what I would recommend for this position over here. So over here, I would take two of the 4,000 watt SlimLine units and mount it on these beams that I had mentioned before. You can see that the brackets here don't fit exactly on the beam. However, the SlimLine units will allow you to maneuver or adjust the distance on the mounting bracket through this little channel that goes through right here. You can see it here. Hopefully that's clear enough for you to see, but it's the channel right here, and you can slide that back and forth. There is limitations to the distance that you can go, so you might want to look at that before you actually make that purchase. But in any case, if you can see here, we have these. I believe I have them at 6 foot center to center. Let's go ahead and just double check that real quick here, and let's see if we can grab a hold of that. Here we go. Come on. Well, we'll go to the edge here and see what this edge here is, and that should give us 6 foot. 6 foot is the distance on that. So all right, so that would be center to center, 6 foot distance, and I have them centered within the patio structure this way here. Now I think ideally they only want to heat up the left hand side. That's pretty much how they have the positioning of their seating. So let's go ahead and look what the footprint of heat would look like with this setup. And you can see here that you get a very good coverage for the most part. Now with them centered like this, you may wish to maybe move the units a little bit. I tried to make them just centered within the patio, but if we just moved them 12 more inches to the side of the seating over here, you get a lot better coverage for this back couch back here. So but centered, you still get a very good coverage. And on the cold days, if there's not enough heat coverage here, then you just push that chair up a little bit further and you'll be in that realm of heat output. So this is infrared heating. Infrared heating does not heat air. Air temperature stays the same within the environment, and it's like when you're in the sunlight. If you step out of the shadow of a building, you step into the sunlight, you feel that warmth of the sun immediately. And infrared is a light wave. Light waves actually are elements that actually penetrate mass, and mass being the chairs, tables, floors, and the human body. So if you're in that light wave, you will feel the warmth of the heat, and you don't want to put too much heat or not enough heat on. So that's something else to think about. Let's go ahead and look over here. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the rays for a minute and come up with this. So you can see here, first of all, I'm going to talk about these two units over here. So with that fan placement, if this fan blade is a combustible material, you need to make sure that you are 18 inches away from the edge of the heater here to the fan blade itself. If it's non-combustible, then it's pretty much from this edge to the motor. I wouldn't heat up the motor or anything of that nature. But looking at the clearances, so this is going to be the clearance above the heater itself. So there's 6 inches of clearance from the left side here, 6 inches from the right side, 6 inches from both ends, and then 6 inches from the top of the heater itself right here up to any combustible material. And then of course, like I said before, the clearance below the heater, and I'm going to turn back on that dimension here so you can see it. The clearance below the heater is 18 inches from this edge over, and true on the left, front, and back, and then also 36 inches down from the heater itself. So you want to make sure that, again, if this fan blade is an issue, then what you'd have to do is, move the heater itself. Let's see if we could do that here real quick. So that you are within that clearance here. So what I have with regards to the distances of these cross beams coming across here, there should be no issue with regards to that 6 inches above still, and then meeting that clearance here below. So again, the diameter really matters as far as what you can actually put in there. I am going to move this heater back, and we are going to say that this is a non-combustible fan blade just for this purpose. So let's go ahead and turn off that dimension there, and also the clearances below. Now you're going to notice I have offset these all heaters here because the main seating position's on the right hand side. If there is something on the left side here, you may want to bring in an additional unit or two. So this unit here, I would make this a 3,000 watt unit. This one here, because this is standing room here pretty much only, I would make that a 3,000 watt unit. And then this bar stool seating area over here, I would make this a 3,000 watt unit. Now you're going to notice that this one here is dropped down further than the other two, and that's because of the fact that this is the clearance area here to this lower beam over here. So I'm not quite sure how that would mount up. What I have here, I didn't get the true dimensions, but from here to this outer edge, I have that at 18 inches. So 18 inches would be from this edge to any combustible material below the heater. And that's why it's sitting where it is. So you may have to come up with some sort of bracket that would attach somehow, or maybe even put a cross beam coming from here across to here so that you can mount it on that surface somehow. The same is true on this one over here, although I have raised the heater a little bit higher so that it's actually attached to the lattice somehow. Again, 18 inches is what I have. It could be 24 inches, and that would be perfect. But in this case, I have it at 18, so that might be something that you'd have to work out. And then also I'm going to mention that I've placed this edge here to here at 18 inches. Just looking at the clearances here below, you can see that 18 inches is met here on this left or right side rather. All right, let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. Footprint of heat, you can see for this position, you're going to heat up this. Oh, and I should also mention this should be a 4,000 watt unit for the seating position here. So you got very good coverage here, and you got good coverage on the bar area over here as well. And then the cooking prep area over here as well as the bar area over here. Now this will be slightly hotter than it would be over here because of the fact that this heater is a little bit closer to you, and that's the only way I can really get any heat on this area at all. You may not even wish to have that, and so, you know, obviously that's how it would look if you did not put the heater there. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application, you would like us to review your plans, please send your information in to designs@patioheat.com. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. We need your thumbs up here in order to get others to find our channel, so we really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.